Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Dr. Isuwa Dogo joins us now. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, and good morning.
Looking at how this is playing out in the PDP, managers say, look, is this the beginning of the end of the PDP?
No, it's beginning of the PDP, not beginning of the end. And what is happening only goes to show that the PDP is not an amalgamation of group interest. It's an amalgamation of individuals with like minds who agree to disagree and who disagree to agree. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. You see, the PDP is not in terms of saying there is a group, there is this group. It is not sectional, it is not religious, it is not tribal, it is nothing of that nature. It's a national party. It's the only party in Nigeria that has ever existed that cuts across religions, cuts across tribe, cuts across section, and does not have those myopic tendencies that those in the past, and even those who claim to be leaders in government now have. But the PDP doesn't have that.
And they're still bogged down.
That is the reason why it is what it is, because when you have people of like minds and people who are individuals, not groups, they have to discuss and agree. And when that discussion comes, the tendency is for people to now say, look, why don't we go this way? Others will say, why don't we go this way? And you can see in the final analysis, they will all come together stronger, better, and more focused. There will be a process of rejuvenation, re-engineering, and any type of that will take PDP to the zenith of political knowledge in Nigeria. In the first place, you know, it's only the PDP that has given Africa the actual political training that the world has even waited and thought and tried, and PDP gave it. And that is why...
What training is that?
Oh, of course. Are you the only person in Nigeria who doesn't know what happened in 2015 and what the PDP did? Do you think if it were the other way around, we wouldn't have had a sort of bloodshed of unimaginable proportion? But the PDP is not that.
So that's the training?
Of course. What do you need? Politics, as Mussolini of fascist Italy said, you know, is what maternity is to woman. That is to say, the PDP is so politically enlightened, particularly now, that it will not allow a section, a group, a few to hijack the party and to say they want to become leaders of this country. We have reached a certain level whereby the process of rejuvenation has converted people in all areas to make them have the sense of responsibility of saying that, look, we cannot go alone. You also cannot go alone. So we all have to go together. That is exactly what happened on Saturday. But you can see that there was no election in any of the groups. And it is just a process of saying that, look, we are here, come. We have this group, we have our leaders, you also have chosen your leaders. Now come, let's work together and let us take the party to the level which Nigeria will be glad that there is a political party.
Do you see all those groups eventually?
There are not all those groups, there are just two groups.
No, but the chairman, former Alimadu Sheriff, now says he's insisting that he remains the chairman.
That is he as a person, not as a group, no.
He doesn't have supporters?
He has the supporters.
He is as a person, a supporter, a few people that will be behind him doesn't make them a group. You see, of course, if I go out, isn't it? And I have somebody who has been carrying my bag or who has been running some errands, the person will naturally be behind me. That doesn't make me a group. But you can see.
I think the argument is not about what Chimal has said, because it is very key that we know that there are groups, and he has his own supporters.
It is very.
Once you go beyond three, it's already.
I agree with you. We do not have.
But, does it give you some sense of, you know, worry when you see what is happening now within the PDP, knowing full well that as it stands now, the PDP is still not together?
How can it give me a sense of worry? I have said it, and I will categorically say it anywhere. There are no groups, and you don't have any other. You have two, what do you call it? You have a certain class of elders. and you have the young people, and both of them have seen the need, are you getting me, to come together. And the process of coming together is to say, look, why don't we have a group of people, you also have a group, and that is exactly what they have all done. They will now come together, sit down and discuss. In fact, the key issue in this problem was Sharif himself. So if he's out of the contest, then he doesn't have any group to go to. Do you get it? That's the truth. He cannot be, yes, if you want to say that a tree can make a forest, we are yet to have people like Mandela or Martin Luther King Jr. that were trees that made forests. It is not the case here. So the people in Abuja, you can say they are responsible elders with wisdom. Those who also went to Port Harcourt are responsible young people with a lot of knowledge, and God has given them also a vision. So you can say now that both groups have a vision, have a mission, and certainly have a destination. That destination is to rebuild and re-engineer PDP to become the best of the best, first among equals, a party that Nigerians will be proud of when they come into government in 2019.
What's the reality on ground? Because it doesn't look like the PDP, number one, the PDP doesn't look like they're together. Number two, it doesn't look like the PDP is ready for the coming elections. Number three, it doesn't also look like the PDP has learned from the mistakes of pulling together as one. Otherwise, if the governors who thought that they could pull everyone together, knowing full well that before now, the governors forum of the PDP was one of the strongest political movement in the country, they still couldn't swing this. Who is going to pull the PDP together as one?
What you are saying is exactly the opposite of what the situation is.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Tell us that.
I have just told you even a while ago, unless you want me to repeat myself. When you sit down, isn't it, the first thing, when you realize there is a problem, half of the problem is solved. Do you get it? In Port Harcourt, they didn't insist in electing people. You can have a convention that is a non-elective convention.
Was that the intention?
Even if it was not the intention, they have done exactly what is expected. In Abuja, it was exactly the same thing.
No, they say there are two different things. In Port Harcourt, they say, because I heard them say that, look, if you have to hold a non-elective convention, who presides over it?
Who presides over it is not the question now. The issue of who presides it is history. And